My sister Sophia was lustful and used my birth chart to marry the tall, mighty general, while I married the Lewis brothers as their shared wife. General Ethan Martinez guarded the borders, leaving Sophia to live a widowed life after marriage, while I was pampered by my husbands every night. In the end, Sophia grew jealous and stabbed me in the heart, cursing me, a woman serving 3 husbands, shameless. When I opened my eyes again, I was back on the day of the marriage selection.
Welcome to Twilight's novel. Subscribe the channel now and unlock 100 romance novels for free.
Welcome to listen to my full sweet love series novel. I'm the blogger and I'm Twilight's novel. Now let's start the main story.
I choose the Lewis family. I had to pinch my thigh to stop myself from jumping up. Wait, in my past life, she had thrown a fit to marry Ethan Martinez at this time. Aunt May looked puzzled. My dear, yesterday you insisted on marrying the young general from the Martinez family. Why the change of heart today? I reconsidered. Soldiers are gone for years. Who wants to live like a widow? Besides, I'm timid. I can't bear the constant fear. What if I become a widow one day? The Lewis merchant family is so much better. Endless wealth, maids to serve you, and men to pamper you. Right, sister. With that last line, Sophia glanced at me meaningfully, her eyes probing. I kept a straight face, but my heart skipped a beat. What was she saying? Could it be she also had been reborn? Ever since we were young, anything I wanted, Sophia would snatch away, even if she didn't like it. In my past life, she had fought to marry Ethan Martinez just because I glanced at his portrait, only to live miserably. I stole a look at her flushed, excited face, remembering how she had killed me out of jealousy in our past life. I lowered my eyes to hide my shock. Did she think I had a good life with the Lewis family in our past life, so now she wanted to steal them from me? Oh, my dear daughter. You've finally come to your senses. Aunt May beamed. The Lewis family is the wealthiest new merchant house in the capital. With your beauty, you deserve a life of luxury. She turned to me with fake concern. The eldest daughter is refined and educated, perfect for that little general. I smiled. Aunt is right. When I left the hall, my legs were weak. Heaven had given me a second chance. On this very day. This time, I wouldn't be the one jumping into the Lewis family's hell. On the wedding day, the Montfort family's gate was packed. The Lewis family's extravagance practically screamed wealth. A dowry spanning 10 miles? More like 100. Sister. Sophia suddenly lifted the bridal veil and entered. The jewels on her hairpiece dazzled, and the pearls on her wedding gown shimmered blindingly. Your wedding dress. She deliberately dragged her manicured fingers over my bridal robe. Why doesn't it have a single decent gem? I let her show off. After all, today was the only good day she'd have. Once you step out this door, we'll rarely meet. She suddenly grabbed my hand, her triumphant expression unsettling. Sister, you must live well. I calmly withdrew my hand. You too. Thinking I was jealous, she covered her face with a pearl fan and walked out like a victor. On impulse, I called out to her. Sophia, do you really want to marry into the Lewis family that badly? She paused, then turned with a tinkling laugh. What, sister? Want to trade places? Her eyes gleamed with venom. You can't hog all the good fortune, can you? Watching her leave, I clenched my bridal fan. Yes, in our past life, she had coveted my good fortune, until it drove her mad. If I stopped her now, that knife might plunge into my heart again. Little sister, go ahead and enjoy the Lewis family. And learn what it means to wish for death. I lifted my bridal fan and stepped onto a different path from my past life. Ethan Martinez was strikingly handsome. Bright eyes, arched brows, broad shoulders. Even his wedding robes couldn't hide his vigor. No wonder the women at the pharmacy swooned over this young general. At the wedding ceremony, we followed the rituals like puppets while the matchmaker recited blessings. Finally, when the tedious rites ended and everyone left, the bridal chamber fell silent. Ethan smirked. We've had a long day. Shall we rest? As my husband wishes. After removing the heavy headpiece and wedding robes, I obediently lay on the inner side of the bed. In our past life, Sophia had cursed Ethan as not a real man during her home visit. Knowing he couldn't perform, I didn't mention consummation. The wedding wine burned my throat, weighing down my limbs and clouding my mind. My vision blurred. Triple shadows, indistinguishable. Only the wild laughter was clear, along with beastly panting in my ear. 6 hands pinned me to the bed like iron shackles, ravaging me relentlessly. Pain. My body screamed in agony, bleeding, yet they didn't stop. I wished for death. But I didn't want to die. Why should I die? I refused. Emily, wake up. The wedding candles still flickered in the dim light. When I opened my eyes, Ethan's face came into focus beside me. Memories of the wedding rushed back, and my tense body relaxed. A nightmare. His warm voice cut through the quiet night. I was drenched in cold sweat. Yes. Did I disturb you? He raised a brow. Disturb? You screamed like a ghost was haunting you. I lowered my gaze, hugging myself. I did dream of demons. A servant outside anxiously asked if we needed a doctor. Ethan had hot water brought and personally wrung a towel to wipe my face. When the warm cloth touched my skin, my nose stung. In my past life, I'd screamed until my throat bled, but no one came. Now, a mere nightmare earned me care. This life, I was among the living. I changed into fresh sleepwear behind the screen. When I returned, the bed had been remade with dry, embroidered quilts. I sat on the inner side, instinctively scooting over when Ethan joined me. Don't be afraid. His tone was teasing. You're unwell. I won't touch you. I'm not afraid of you touching me. Between husband and wife, what was there to fear? But his large frame made me worry I'd take too much space. He reached out, lightly ruffling my hair. Silly girl, sleep. Then he turned away. I smoothed my hair and curled under the covers. I slept deeply, dreamlessly. On the home visit day, I inevitably crossed paths with Sophia and Liam Lewis. Sophia was radiant in lavish attire, her eyes brimming with coy delight. Disappointed by my lack of newlywed melancholy, she kept stealing glances at Ethan beside me. Ethan and I first paid respects at my mother's ancestral shrine before joining the family banquet. Before we could settle, a palace messenger summoned Ethan. Mr. Montfort immediately urged, "Son-in-law, go, don't delay." As I rose, Ethan pressed my hand down. "Stay and enjoy time with your family." After he left, Mr. Montfort boasted shamelessly. "Now our Montfort family has ties to the court. Who dare disrespect me? An official son-in-law is wonderful, but..." Aunt May feigned concern. "War is dangerous. What if..." Never mind my loose tongue." My gaze shifted to Sophia beside her, her lips curled in schadenfreude. Suddenly, I remembered her last words in our past life, half dead. Was this the campaign she meant? When Ethan returned that evening, his expression was grave. I must go to Jingyang. Barbarians had attacked the border. The emperor ordered Ethan to lead 800 cavalry as the vanguard to secure key terrain before the main army followed. My heart pounded. This was the battle where he'd lost an arm in our past life. Commander Zhang Su is leading? My throat tightened. Ethan's eyes sharpened. How did you know? In my past life, the Lewis brothers had gloated about Jingyang during a celebration, mocking how Commander Zhang had died after holding the city for 9 months, only to be beheaded by the emperor. Thinking fast, I said, I dreamed it. Of eunuch Zhu embezzling army rations, causing a mutiny. He forged treasonous letters to frame Commander Zhang. You broke through the trap but lost an arm. The more I spoke, the stranger Ethan's gaze became. Suddenly, he gripped my chin. Discussing court affairs is a grave crime. Do you know that? I stiffened. Will my husband punish me? He leaned in, his nose nearly touching mine, then kissed me abruptly. I froze. Punishment delivered. He pinched my cheek fondly before withdrawing. Don't worry, I'll remember. You believe me? My wife dreamed this out of concern for me. How could I not? Unsure if he was serious or humoring me, I pressed. If it's false, forget I mentioned it. But if true, forewarned is forearmed. I know nothing of war or politics. I only want my husband home safely. Ethan and I were newlyweds, our bond still superficial. But a patriot shouldn't die because of corrupt officials and traitors. Even if he weren't my husband, he was a hero defending our nation. Without soldiers like him, chaos would reign. Barbarians would slaughter and plunder, leaving no peace for commoners. Ethan studied me intently, his playful demeanor gone. My wife's words are etched in my heart. That night in bed, his mountainous frame suddenly pinned me down. When I felt him, my eyes widened in shock. You're not," I stammered, recalling Sophia's vicious claims. "Not what?" He chuckled darkly. "You thought I couldn't perform? And no." I lied. "I held back because we're newly acquainted." His obsidian eyes burned with possession. "But you're mine, you can't escape." He guided my hand downward. "Get familiar now, so you won't shy away when I return." I let him. My mind short-circuited. Ethan worked me until my hand ached. So why had Sophia called him impotent and slandered him? Had he never touched her? Why? The question lingered even after he finished. Scared. He cleaned my hand gently, kissing my lips when I stayed dazed. "Nothing more tonight, don't fear." As I drifted off, he murmured behind me, "While I'm gone, avoid the Lewis family. I don't want you harmed." The mention jolted me awake. Why? Liam Lewis isn't as kind as he appears. Don't be fooled by his looks. You know him. First met at our wedding. Does that count? They'd barely interacted, yet his insight was uncanny. Curious, I asked, "Do you think my sister is bad too?" Brainless. Fools cause harm. You'll suffer for her mistakes. At the banquet, Sophia had eyed Ethan repeatedly. Had Liam noticed? On impulse, I asked, "What if you'd married her?" "I wouldn't have. But you did, in our past life." His lips brushed my ear. "Emily, don't envy her lavish dowry. I'll earn you gold, silk and status. More than she'll ever have." Remembering the disparity in our wedding processions, I stifled a laugh. He'd been bothered by that? Before I could ask more, his arm around me grew heavy with sleep. On the day of departure, Ethan stood tall in gleaming armor, his heroic bearing breathtaking. Mounting his horse, he beckoned me over. Thinking he had last words, I approached, only for him to pinch my cheek in front of his troops. I turned to stone. "Wait for me at home." His grin was rakish as he galloped away. Touching my burning cheek, my heart raced. At Minister Wu's elderly mother's birthday banquet, scaled down due to the war, only noblewomen were invited. The humble Martinez family still received an invitation. Though subdued, the celebration buzzed with operas and dances. Seated at the back, I overheard noblewomen gossiping. The Lewis brothers are exceptional. Even the princess wanted the second son as her consort. "Did you know? The eldest Lewis's new bride is here. Doted on so much, even the youngest brother praises her." Following their gazes, I spotted Sophia. Pretty, but her eyes reek of seduction. Flirtatious, she'll stir trouble. Yet the eldest Lewis adores her. The conversation shifted. "Sister, you've been widowed 3 years. Why not hire handsome guards like the princess?" My connections. Then someone recognized me. "Ah, isn't this General Martinez's wife?" The ladies fell silent, offering strained smiles. I smirked inwardly. These rumors must have fueled Sophia's jealousy in our past life, prompting her to keep male servants. Meeting Sophia's triumphant gaze, I understood her pride. The princess couldn't have the second Lewis brother, and noblewomen only fantasized about the 3. Yet she, a merchant's wife, had them all. But she missed the truth. The second brother refused the princess to avoid becoming a toy, and to prevent his family's ruin. Those noblewomen's praises were mere amusement. None would wed their daughters to merchants. If Sophia had any sense, she'd have realized. I quickly dismissed my maid, donned a veil hat, and followed alone. The northern quarter was dimmer than the central lanes, winding and secluded, every door shut tight, until I reached the very last house. Its entrance stood ajar, eerily silent inside. Gathering courage, I lifted the curtain, and froze. Liam Lewis lounged lazily on a divan, robes carelessly open, while a near-naked woman fed him grapes mouth to mouth. Disgusted, I dropped the curtain. "Who's there?" His voice sharpened. I hurried away but was intercepted. My veil hat torn off, Liam stiffened upon recognizing me. I kept my tone icy. "How uncouth." "Apologies, sister." He leisurely tied his sash, handing the hat to a servant. I took a wrong turn. Saw nothing. Oh. His eyes darkened. Realized only at the dead end? This is the northern quarter, sister. Lewd moans seeped from nearby rooms. No one mistook this place. Pingkong Ward had 3 tiers. The southern quarter for nobility, the central for courtesans, and this filth-ridden northern den. Or did you come to meet a lover? His gaze probed. If I sought an affair, I'd pick somewhere cleaner. He smirked. Then why not ask why I'm here? Irrelevant to me. True. He chuckled. Forgive my rudeness. General Martinez's salary hardly funds Pingkong indulgences. His eyes lingered. But gold is trivial. If you need. No. I cut in. I earn my own. That look. I knew it too well. In my past life, he'd rescued a disgraced noblewoman with gold, showered her with false tenderness, then gifted her to a business ally like chattel. She'd hanged herself. Liam hadn't even spared a shroud for her corpse. My offer stands, sister. Patrons and servants milled about. Liam, unwilling to draw attention, stepped aside. I revealed and rushed off, only to stumble at a corner, plummeting backward. A strong hand caught my waist mid-fall. Even after I steadied, his grip lingered, lifting me fully onto solid ground before slowly withdrawing. The bamboo-hatted man from earlier. Careful, madam. His voice rasped unnaturally, face shrouded by cloth. Are you a patron here? A courier for urgent deliveries. Scars keep me veiled. I feigned calm. You resemble my husband. My mistake. Leave swiftly, madam, lest he worries. Before I could react, he vanished. Ethan should have been at Jingyang. Desertion meant death. From my carriage, I peered back. The figure stood at the alley's mouth, watching until my coach departed Pingkong. Groped my waist, then played stranger. I rubbed the spot he'd touched. The front lines must have crumbled. General Zhang would never permit Ethan's return. Yet he hadn't even gone home. 5 days of staking out our estate, even the dog gate, yielded nothing. Court intrigues were beyond my reach. Even Liam lacked such access in my past life. I focused on my own plans, stockpiling grain, medicine, and winter robes. This time, no one would touch Ethan's supplies. 4 months later, during the mid-autumn harvest, the final rice shipment was secured. Mrs. Zhang, disguised as a merchant caravan, escorted the goods to Jingyang under the guise of visiting family. With that done, I accompanied Mrs. Smith to a Taoist temple to pray for Ethan's safe return. Yet fate conspired. I stumbled upon Sophia in the midst of depravity. Osmanthus blooms draped the temple in gold. Donors received blessed trinkets, ritual fruits, and permission to gather branches. I just snapped a sprig from a low-hanging tree when moans slithered into my ears. I'd strayed behind the VIP quarters, reserved for elite patrons. As I turned, a window flew open, framing a grotesque tableau. A woman, eyes glazed, pinned beneath a man who didn't pause despite my presence. 3 pairs of eyes locked onto me. Amused, intrigued, but never ashamed. Emily, don't be afraid. Memories detonated like nightmares. The Lewis family creed. Shared duty to the ancestral line. You'll adapt. Bear our children. Scream all you want. These walls are soundproof. Such a shame when your voice breaks. Naughty Emily. The dungeon tools will remind you of obedience. Hold her down. The tonic enhances enthusiasm. Big brother, since our wife loves running, let her exercise naked in the courtyard, leashed like a dog. A breeze carried Osmanthus sweetness, snapping me back. They'll never control me again. Sophia's ecstatic expression revealed why she'd hated me in our past life. She'd envied my privilege, never guessing the hell I endured. The mirror reflects the viewer's soul. I walked away as if deaf and blind. Brother, who was that? Our wife's sister. A hand gripped Sophia's chin, admiring the bruises blooming on her slack face. The man's gaze trailed my retreating figure, lingering where the Osmanthus branch had vanished. That night, thieves visited the Martinez estate. Miraculously, they bypassed all defenses, heading straight for my bedroom. A bear trap snapped shut, mangling the intruder's leg. Our steward, a former mercenary Ethan had saved, restrained him. After the temple incident, I'd littered my room with traps, sleeping instead in Ethan's study. The thief carried more than a blade, sleeping drugs and ropes. My blood iced over. In my past life, Liam had thrown Sophia to bandits after she uncovered the Lewis's secrets. Only Ethan's allies had saved her. The Lewises hadn't changed. Thankfully, neither had I. I dug the suicide pill from his teeth just in time. The steward spat. Shall I dispose of him quietly? No. My voice hardened. Report this loudly to the authorities. The thief suicided during interrogation, revealing nothing. But Ethan's legend, single-handedly reclaiming 7 cities, had made him a folk hero. News of the attack on his family ignited public fury. Even our general's household isn't safe? What hope do commoners have? Officers casually mentioned this to the emperor, who ordered nightly patrols by imperial guards until Ethan's return. No further intrusions occurred. I feigned illness, refusing visitors. Mrs. Smith cited security concerns, barring all guests. As winter neared, my textile shop's manager brought the ledgers, mentioning a VIP client demanding my presence. I refused immediately. The Lewises, unable to reach me, resorted to sending medicine. Madam, Master Liam's servant insisted this is his sister-in-law's favorite tonic, for your speedy recovery. A booby-trapped box? Poison? Attacking an official's kin meant execution. This was evidence. I had the box placed on the ground, poked open with a stick, and recoiled. No traps. Just a dried twin lotus bloom. My maid Pearl blinked. Does this go in tea? No. Lotus seeds and leaves had medicinal use, not the flower. Twin lotuses symbolized lovers. The pod, a woman's body. Liam was violating me through symbolism. Now I understood. That night they hadn't planned to silence me, but to abduct me. Shall I burn it, madam? Pearl offered. You know it's vile? I only know you dislike it. She beamed. That makes it evil. My throat tightened. I'd rescued Pearl from starvation at age 5. Now 14, her loyalty was absolute. In my past life, Liam had dangled her freedom to extort my obedience, while secretly forcing her into prostitution. She died in agony. Her body served to those monsters. Her fate had broken me into compliance. But I'd learned patience. If not for my murder, I'd have avenged her during the Lewis's weakest moment. I pinched Pearl's round cheeks. Clever girl. Burn that filth. Yet I kept the exquisite mother-of-pearl lacquer box, each piece priceless. For later. That night, as I extinguished the bedside lamp, the brazier's embers flared. Someone breathed behind me. A shadow lunged. I grabbed the silver hairpin hidden under my pillow, whirling to strike. A hand caught my wrist, yanking me against a hard chest. A palm smothered my scream as hot breath scorched my ear. I bit down. Little hellcat. That voice. Ethan? He tugged off his mask. Moonlight carved his jawline like a blade. Daring to attack your own husband now? Even in darkness, I knew his silhouette instantly. The Imperial Guards. How did you? He dragged me onto the bed, thumb brushing the bite mark on his palm. It's my house. Did you think a few soldiers could keep me out? The Emperor's orders. We'll keep the protection until General Zhang returns with my troops. You're back as a vanguard? He flicked my nose. I'm the bait this time. Ethan confirmed my dream had been real. Eunuch Zhu's sabotage, the ambush, all thwarted thanks to my supplies and warnings. His covert return aimed to expose conspirators. The entire army praises you. He kissed me fiercely. My brilliant wife. I flushed. Mrs. Zhang helped more. She convinced bandits to escort her grain shipment. Let her husband reward her. He plucked out my hairpin. Tonight I'm thanking mine. I pushed him away. Not here, the study. With Ethan back, I could finally return to our bed. I had Pearl prepare a bath and stoke the braziers. Only a single lamp glowed, casting my lone shadow on the window lattice. Ethan emerged from his bath, hair dripping, torso bare. Moonlight sculpted his shoulders, the water tracing his muscles like liquid silver. Already devastatingly handsome, the damp hair and droplets on his lashes lent an almost elegant danger, like a wolf disguised as jade. He prowled closer. My pulse stuttered. I towel-dried his hair as he sat by the fire, his back a landscape of coiled power. Even his hair felt wild, thick, black, resisting the cloth. Done. He suddenly turned. Almost. In one motion. He hauled me toward the bed. Sleep. Now. The lamp died as he pinned me. His mouth claimed mine, stealing my breath until I trembled. Missed me? His whisper scorched my ear. Sometimes. My voice fractured. Liar. His laugh vibrated through me. You recognized me from behind. And now? His teeth grazed my neck. You're melting. You must have dreamed of me. Too shy to admit it. Absurd logic. Yet I couldn't argue. Not when my body arched into his. The bed curtains trapped our heat. His scars gleamed as he moved above me. I muffled cries against his shoulder. Thud. My skull hit the headboard. You're too enthusiastic. I smacked his sweat-slicked chest. His voice was rough with desire. Did I please you? I flushed scarlet like a boiled shrimp, thinking he hadn't noticed my discomfort, until his fingers gently brushed the spot where my head had bumped the headboard. Then the world spun. Suddenly, I was atop him. My apologies. His breath scorched my ear. I'll replace this bed wider. It was already spacious. He was the one who moved like a storm. Sweet words, ruthless actions. We only stopped at the third watch drum. Collapsed atop me, he kissed my resisting fingers, voice slurred with exhaustion. Be good. 3 days without sleep. Later I'll... Mid-sentence, he passed out. By dawn, he was gone. Yet for the first time in months, I'd slept deeply. Though ravaged, my body healed swiftly. A knock interrupted my thoughts. Beneath the quilt, I realized someone had redressed me in fresh sleepwear. Pearl entered with a copper ewer. Where's Ethan? I asked casually. She tilted her head. Miss your husband, madam? I eyed the brazier's ashes, a burnt cloth, and the half-eaten pastries on the table. Ethan had truly slipped in and out like a shadow. Leave extra food in my room at night. I've been peckish. Of course. Mrs. Smith asked if you'll visit home today. New Year's tradition allowed married daughters to return between the 2nd and 6th day. Prepare the carriage. I brought not just maids but 4 elite female bodyguards, even escorting me to the privy. Liam Lewis could only glare. Impotent. Sister's caution is impressive. Did you expect me to gift you an opportunity? Compared to our temple encounter months prior, Sophia looked ghastly. Layered makeup couldn't hide her gauntness. The girl who'd once spat venom now sat mute, flinching when Liam reached to steady her. My brows rose. Sophia fears him? Then Sophia met my gaze, her eyes calculating. Planning another murder? This life, I'd steered her toward her happiness. Mr. Montfort and Aunt May fawned over Liam, dazzled by his jeweled gifts, unlike my modest offerings. After ancestral rites for my mother, I whispered at her tablet. All's well. When the time comes, I'll move you from this house. A guard's shout interrupted. Liam stood at the courtyard arch, smirking. Merely wished to chat. He eyed my armored entourage. Must you make it so difficult? Why harass me? I've never crossed the Lewises. He and Sophia truly deserve each other. I'm simply enchanted. His gaze slithered over me. You're unlike any woman I've known. I only endure your sister to see you. She's not enough? Her body falters. He sighed. But you'd quicken within months. His stare made my skin crawl, like I was a fascinating toy. 4 months in the Lewis den had broken Sophia. Does she regret it now? If not for our ancestral decree, 1 wife only lest fortune flee, I'd have wed you both. His lip curled. Yet that blind fool Martinez snatched you first. We'd have kept you in a gilded cage until ready. I scoffed. Gilded? Even my children would have been shackled to merchant status. What future is that? His face darkened. What do you imply? With your talents, why target minor families like ours? I feigned puzzlement. Unless your ancestors offended an emperor, condemning all Lewises to eternal merchant status? This explains their treason. Overthrow the dynasty, erase the taint. Maybe even seize a princedom. Liam's smile turned lethal. Do you scorn my lowly status compared to your general? Then let me share a secret. Prepare to be widowed. Your General Martinez is likely dead. I bit my cheek. Ethan had planned this, feeding false reports of his death and General Zhang's injury to the traitors. Liam's arrogance confirmed the ruse worked. Let's wager. I matched his smirk. On what? That you'll die screaming. He laughed. Delighted. I adore your defiance. His fingers grazed his teeth, voice dropping to a mad whisper. How long until I break you? Back in the main hall I excused myself, prompting Aunt May's sneer. Our Liam showers gifts and plays chess with your father, yet you won't stay for a meal? Too grand for us now. Enough. Mr. Montfort shocked me by defending me. Emily, the chef made your favorite fish. His rare kindness made me stay. But as he and Aunt May groveled to Liam, my hope withered. Just like my past life, counting blood money while urging me to obey my husband. He knew Sophia suffered now, just as he'd known my suffering then. 2 lifetimes of deluding myself over paternal love. I'm unwell. Leaving. I stood abruptly. Aunt May sniffed. Officials' wives are too delicate for merchants. Crash. I smashed my bowl at her feet. My mother's tablet rests in that shrine. Who are you, a concubine, to judge me? I turned to Mr. Montfort. Even you have no authority over me now. Aunt May's past sins flashed before me. How she'd swapped my birth chart with Sophia's, dooming me to the Lewises. And my father had allowed it. While Ethan risks his life at the border, you scheme to exploit his military honors for your merchant son-in-law. Snow fell as I stormed out, freezing the last remnants of filial piety in my heart. 2 days later, a Lewis servant announced Liam's grandfather's death. Though custom didn't require attendance, the message added, Madam Sophia is gravely ill, she begs to see you. A trap. Yet I went. Some accounts must be settled in person. White lanterns marked the Lewis estate. Mourners in hemp robes filled the hall. I lingered outside, observing the 3 Lewis brothers. Their fake grief couldn't mask the predatory gleam at my presence. Liam approached, his mourning whites granting him exemption from bowing. I didn't expect you to come. His gaze flicked to my unaccompanied state. No guards. Where's Sophia? He summoned a servant. Escort her to my wife's chambers. The inner courtyard was unchanged from my nightmares. Now it's her prison. Winding paths designed to confuse led us deeper. At a secluded corridor, I slowed, slipping my silver hairpin, Ethan's gift, into my sleeve. The servant stopped at a door. Our mistress awaits inside. He bowed. She forbids servants from entering. I smiled sweetly. Thank you. As he turned, I gasped. What's that? The instant he glanced back, my pin plunged into his neck. Blood welled along the engraved silver as I whispered Ethan's lesson. When outmatched, strike lethally, first. This pin, Ethan had said, is silver-plated but forged from chilled steel. Aim for the throat if threatened. The servant collapsed without a sound. I took his access token and keys, dragged the body inside, and kicked the door shut. This was Liam Lewis's specially designed chamber, soundproofed for training unwilling women. Thick incense smoke coiled through the air. Get drugged, and you'll wake in the hidden dungeon. Wiping the bloodied pin, I reinserted it into my hairpiece and took a secret path. 2 hulking guards blocked the inner courtyard. I flashed the token. Sophia Lewis's elder sister, Emily Martinez. Master Liam sent me. Only trusted accomplices carried these markers. They waved me through without question. The room was eerily servant-free. Sophia lay emaciated on the bed. No trace remained of the radiant beauty who'd once stolen suitors from me. Her hollow cheeks and sallow skin told of unspeakable torments. Seeing the token I tossed on the table, her lips twisted. Emily. You came after all. As a woman to another, I said coldly. I'll ask once, do you still want this life? Let my past life be her warning. If she showed remorse, I'd save her. She caught my meaning, panic flickering behind her sunken eyes. You can't possibly. You fought to marry into this hell. Are you satisfied? Her composure shattered. You knew. All along. Oh, I knew. I knew exactly what awaited her in the Lewis household. The Lewis family's traditions. Filial comfort. Grandfather Lewis received his grandson's wife as a gift on his deathbed, a so-called duty. Shared hospitality. Cousins and uncles visited often, their assaults met with token scoldings. Boys will be boys. The dungeon, whimpering behind soundproofed walls, changed nothing. Chains, strange tools, and public humiliation broke the strongest wills. The cycle. Women died in childbirth, or conveniently vanished. New victims were bought from brothels, slums, or kidnapped. The facade, chaste widowers, earned society's praise while trading broken women to powerful clients. Sophia trembled, tears cutting through her powder. "I can save you," I said. "Testify against them." She laughed hoarsely. "Liar! You want me dead." Her eyes gleamed with manic light. "Did you really think you could walk out?" "This was my plan." My stomach dropped. "You conspired with them?" "Not conspired." She bared her teeth. "I told Liam you enjoy their games, that you'd come willingly if baited. He promised they'd spare me. If I delivered you." "Why?" My voice cracked. I couldn't take it anymore. Her skeletal fingers clutched the sheets. "Their perversions. Their family visits. You like it anyway, don't you? Do me this mercy." I grabbed her wrist. "Why hate me so?" "Hate you?" She spat. Ethan Martinez was impotent. I stripped bare, and he looked through me like glass. "I'm a woman with needs. Was it wrong to take a servant? Why did he shame me with divorce?" So Ethan hadn't touched her. Her beauty, once famed across the capital, hadn't swayed him. "Why?" Sophia's laughter turned unhinged. "Father and Aunt May wanted me to hang myself to save face. Yet you, the one who bedded 3 brothers, got to live. Why must I suffer twice?" Mrs. Smith would have granted her a peaceful divorce had she loved that servant truly. But Sophia had slept with half the household staff, caught only when a jilted lover tattled. Ethan's family had shown mercy. No charges, no confiscated dowry. I leaned close. "You think I thrived in that house? My body simply heals faster, or I'd have died the first night." Her breath hitched. "I poisoned them," I whispered. Slowly. Their tonics contained guanmutong, a herb that kills without trace. A year of dosing, and their organs are rotting. Even if they stop now. Sophia's face drained of color. "You planned this. While you schemed to replace me, I was ensuring no woman would ever enter that house again." Shouts erupted outside. Soldiers swarmed the courtyard. A captain barked, "Inform General Martinez, we found his wife." Sophia's jaw slackened. "General Martinez." Warmth enveloped me as a fur cloak settled over my shoulders. Ethan stood there, alive, whole, his gaze thawing from winter frost to spring streams as it met mine. "The chill lingers," he murmured. "Don't catch cold." Sophia shrieked. "You were supposed to be crippled." Ethan ignored her, steering me away. She scrambled after us, hair wild. "Ethan, I was meant to be your wife. This isn't how it's supposed to." Liam arrived, paling when he saw me. "Husband." Sophia clawed at him. "Seize her. She's a whore who'll please you." I lunged, slapping her thrice. Crack. 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 Until Ethan caught my stinging palm. "Next time," he chided, kissing my fingertips. "Have Pearl do this. Don't dirty your hands." Sophia gaped, touching her swollen cheek. You hit." Liam backhanded her to the ground. The perfect gentleman facade crumbled into something reptilian. As maids dragged Sophia away, Liam forced a smile. "Forgive my wife, the miscarriage unhinged her." His jaw tightened. "But trespassing is a crime, General." Ethan thumbed his sword hilt. "Odd. You claimed my wife left hours ago." His gaze swept the compound. "Why would she be in your inner sanctum?" A servant came sprinting. "Young master. Officials are digging up the peony garden. They've found bones." Liam's face turned corpse gray. When he tried to flee, Ethan's boot cracked his ribs. At the peony garden, Liam's glare promised murder. I smiled. "I told you you'd die screaming." As guards hauled the Lewises away, Ethan blocked my view. "Wife," he teased. "Must you stare at trash? Am I not handsomer?" I turned to his sun-kissed face, the face of a man who'd crossed hell to keep me safe. Infinitely so, General. Ethan had warned me earlier, the Lewises collude with eunuch Zhu, but they operate through layers of cutouts. Every lead dies with the middlemen. To destroy them, we needed more than executions. We needed evidence to expose their entire network. The Lewises have powerful backers, Ethan had said, sharpening his dagger. We need legal pretext. Otherwise, we risk becoming the hunted. Get them into the Ministry of Justice's cells, I'd countered. The interrogators will extract the rest. Then I remembered. In my past life, the Lewises maintained a lavish peony garden despite hating horticulture. They'd built pavilions just to admire those blooms. They cultivate peonies obsessively, I told Ethan. Flowers that grow unnaturally well. His eyes darkened with understanding. We can't just dig up their estate. But Grandfather Lewis's funeral provided the perfect cover. Liam had thought to trap me there, to tarnish my virtue. Little did he know, I'd been waiting 2 lifetimes for this reckoning. 38 skeletons surfaced in that garden. Mostly girls, some boys. The youngest 10, the oldest barely 19. Forensic examination traced the oldest burial 50 years back. The freshest corpse? 1 month decomposed. Every bone bore torture marks. The Lewises were arrested en masse. Even the retired uncles in their countryside villa. Under interrogation, they implicated eunuch Zhu. Officers found his treasonous letters hidden beneath gold ingots in a mother-of-pearl lacquer box. The same design Liam had sent me. Zhu denied everything. His entire clan joined the Lewises in prison. When the Lewises realized their rebel allies wouldn't save them, they sang like canaries. Liam, ever spiteful, dragged down every accomplice. Within 2 months, dozens of officials were implicated. The Lewises' punishment: 9 familial exterminations. Married daughters were spared, including Sophia. On execution eve, Sophia requested to see me. Ethan objected, the dungeons reek of despair, but relented when I promised brevity. Wrapped in fox fur, I faced the hollowed-out specter in the cell. You came. Her voice rasped like rusted hinges. Why? I just wanted to see you. Her sunken eyes studied me. You always win. Men adore you. I never stood a chance. I never competed for male affection, I said. I only wanted to live, with dignity. Her gaze drifted. You shared candy with me. Long ago. A memory surfaced. Little Sophia, newly arrived at the Montfort household, vomiting after eating my honey treats. Aunt May had convinced Father I'd poisoned her. Will there be another life? She suddenly asked. I hope so. My breath fogged the icy air. I'd want my mother reborn as my daughter. To cherish her properly. Daughter? Sophia curled into herself, shoulders shaking. Aunt May, fearing implication, had never visited. The Lewises confiscated gifts, left the Montfort family destitute. Father's neglected pharmacies had long collapsed. 2 knocks echoed. Ethan's signal. As I turned to leave, Sophia whispered something lost to the dungeon's gloom. Outside, Ethan pulled me close as winter sunlight warmed my cheeks. I've separated your and your mother's registries from the Montforts, he said. Her tablet rests in our ancestral hall now. Could we move her grave to Jingqing? She missed its rivers. He squeezed my hand. Of course. Aftermath. For his battlefield feats, Ethan was promoted to General of the Cloud Marquis rank, showered with imperial rewards. Zhang Su became Grand Commander. Eunuch Zhu and the rebel faction were eradicated. Main lineage executions, extended family exile to Lingnan. The next year, I purchased the estate adjacent to ours. During renovations, I discovered a small box wedged in Ethan's desk. Our marriage horoscopes. He didn't look up from his military treatises. Put it back. I'll lose it otherwise. Why keep these? Why else? He finally met my gaze. I liked you. You hadn't even met me. I saw you at your pharmacy. His grin turned wolfish. The manager called you young mistress while handing you ledgers. So you proposed? Mother did, after hearing how you'd expanded 6 stores by 18. He shrugged. I only confirmed your face matched your brilliance. I hesitated. What if you'd married Sophia by mistake? Impossible. The Montfort pharmacy heiress was always you. Hypothetically. Divorce. Or neglect her till death. He sheathed a dagger. No reason I should suffer alone. Yet he'd spared Sophia despite her crimes. Not so ruthless after all. I kissed his forehead. General, I'm famished. Take me dining. His laughter rang through the study. At your service, madam.